On our world, as has been explained in our ancient language, called Essassani, place of the people, place of living light. The Essassani people, living light, is the translation. We understand that our story is different than yours in many ways and similar in other ways, in that we are a hybrid civilization created out of your civilization and another culture from a parallel reality that you have referred to as the Greys, and there being 5 hybrid civilizations of which we are one. The idea thus then is that we have our own stories and different kinds of experiences, some again different and similar to your own. But primarily where we share most strongly is in the concept of the stories of family, because we are connected to you. You are our family in many different ways. And so we communicate to you along the lines of understanding that we are family. We also understand the commonality between us as creators, that we are inventors, we are creators, we are beings who experience the concept of joy and love and ecstasy, just as you can as well, and even more than you do already. But we do not have stories of fear in our world that you may have in your world. We know that fear exists. We know that choice exists, but we simply choose other stories. It is up to you also to learn to choose other stories other than fearful ones, if that is what you prefer. You will never lose your understanding. You will never lose your ability to choose the idea of fear. You will always find actually more and more ability to choose fear. You will always become more aware of the negative side as you expand the positive. Because as you become more of who you are, you become more aware of all possible choices. So the idea is not that fear goes away as a choice. It is simply that the experience of fear is not chosen. That you choose stories that are relevant to the idea of your acknowledgement of yourself as a being of light, your acknowledgement of yourself as an aspect of creation in the way that resonates most strongly with the vibration of your preference in the moment as you choose to exist, in every moment that you choose to exist from a different perspective of the same moment. Because it is all one moment. It is all now. Every now that you experience is simply the same now from a different point of view. And you tell yourself a different story. And as you tell yourself a story, you create the shifts of different parallel reality experiences that you have. As you tell yourself a story, you create the experience of the shift that you go through from parallel reality to parallel reality. You are designing your experience based on the story you tell yourself that is most true for you, on the story you relate to most strongly with your belief systems. So if you do not prefer the story you are experiencing, then tell yourselves a different story. Tell me another story, Mother. Tell me another story, Father. Happily ever after. Tell yourself that story. Happily now, happily ever after. You will have your challenges, for what is a story without challenges? Because that is one of the resonant points of storytelling. There must be a challenge, and there must be transformation. And that is all right. Because in telling yourself the story that way, you will tell yourself the story that allows you to know that you have the ability to transform the challenge into something that expands your story, something that works for you, something that resonates most closely with who it is you believe yourself to be. Tell yourself the story that you know is true for you. Be the storyteller to yourself, just as all that is telling itself the story of all that it is. Through all of you, through all of us, through all beings in creation, it is telling itself the story of who and what it is through all the different perspectives it has created itself to be, through all the aspects, all the pieces, all the stories. An infinite array of stories is all that is made of. It is one giant experience of a multitude, an infinite multitude of stories and perspectives about itself, thus experiencing itself in all the ways, in all the stories that it can. Existence is one big story. Goes on and on and on and never ends. You can decide what aspect of that story you get to experience yourself to be. Tell yourself the story you prefer to be. for you are an unfolding story. Always, 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 and forever.